Hello and welcome. For this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to do a faceplate, model it out, and then create a drawing for that faceplate. The multi-view drawing we have over here on the right with all your needed dimensions to make the part. There is a spacing, equal spacing, and 6 holes that go around this part. So that just means that all the angles are the same here. So there's 360 degrees in a circle. If you got 6 holes, then there's 60 degrees apart. So that's what it means by equal spacing. And we will note these dimensions and that equal spacing 6 times in our drawing. First things first, let's create the model. I'm going to start out in the front plane, click on Sketch, click on Front Plane, and then N to get normal to that plane. And I'm going to start with the plate part of the part. Circle, midpoint, origin, dimension this out, D for dimension, and it is 4-inch diameter. 4-inch diameter. I'm going to extrude this part out by 1/2 inch, 0.5. Check it off, and I have the beginning here. Next, I will be including the nose, if you want to call it that. Create another sketch. It's going to be on top of this plate, another circle. Create the nose, dimension this out to 1.5 diameter, extrude, and it will be extruded out 1.5. Check it off. I got the beginning of the faceplate. So now I just need to add the holes. So start with the easy one, the one up top here. Sketch, and I'm going to make the assumption that this hole is through the entire part. Generally, if they do not tell you in a multi-view, that is what you would do. That's how I teach my students. But when you create a drawing, it's important to either see that the hole is all the way through or that you note it. Circle in the middle, dimension this out, 2.75, and extrude and remove and through all, check it off. So now we have that shaft hole going through the middle, and I'm going to now put in the other holes. Sketch, create one hole and snap it from the origin, dimension this out to 0.375. Oh, actually, the first thing you want to do before you create a hole is create a circle like they did, a construction line basically, but a circle. So circle, then hit Q or toggle on construction, middle of the circle, middle of the part, dimension this out to a diameter of 3. Make another circle. This circle is going to go here, and it is not a construction. Dimension this to 0.375. And now we are going to create 5 more of these. And it's going to be a circular pattern. I will select the circle, increase this to 6 times. And notice I don't have to put in the angle there because it automatically knows, and the equal spacing will allow for that to be placed in there correctly. Now I am going to click out to double click to check it off, and I can set up the equal. This is equal to that. And okay. So now that I have all of these, I am going to extrude, remove, check it off, gets through the whole part, and I have my part. I have my faceplate. So from here, I need to create a drawing. So I don't need an assembly since it's one part. Create a drawing, and this is a 4-inch, so A should be fine. 4 by 2. It might be a little tight, so we'll do a B size. Okay. Click on your part, and we'll make it 1 by 1. Oh yeah, A size would have been very tight. So and if you want a third view, that would be fine. Not totally necessary, but sometimes when you have a lot of dimensions, things get a little fuzzy, or notes. Oop. Oh, whoops. I was trying to move that one. Alright, delete that. Alright, now I can click and drag here. Alright, so now I need to include all of these dimensions. So again, I like to start with an overall. The overall sort of dimensions. And I also like to, if it's a diameter, I like to include that in with my drawing, because that is a diameter. That's a thickness, and that's a thickness. Looks good. And you could have some hidden lines being shown, just to let you know that these are indeed being cut through the object. A section view might serve you well in this instance, but we'll keep it simple and we won't do that now. Double click in here because that is also a diameter. And this is going to have a note on it that includes the 6 equally spaced, but I do want to put some center marks in here so that we know what we're working with. And I can draw some dimensions from those center marks as well. Double click, and I'm going to add some notes. So 6 times goes out in front. So 6 times with the space, and then you can put through, and then underneath you can put equally spaced EQ SP, just as they do in here. And that can serve as your note. Some other dimensions that we have not included yet is this diameter right here. Generally, I don't like to put dimensions inside of my part. I like to kind of bring them out. That's just kind of my preference. But it kind of sometimes it looks silly when it's way out there. So you can do what sort of looks better and is cleaner and is clearer. That looks pretty clear. But generally I do like to keep my dimensions outside the object if it looks okay. I do need actually, what's that all about? Boom. Alright, so that gives me my center line that goes through the middle there. So once I added that, this kind of gets messy. So I am going to put that out there. And I need to include that space, which is 1.5 inches. I could do the entire thing. That's what they show here. Of 3 inches. And that looks pretty good. So I have my hole, my 0.75. I have my diameter of the nose here. I got the extrusion part of that nose. I got the plate itself, the 1/2 inch there, and I got the 4 inch diameter of the overall plate. I don't necessarily need this view, but it might be good to have for them to reference, for the machinist to reference. So and I'll just show some hidden lines So I have that also. And that's pretty much it. If you wanted to be a little redundant and call these dimensions out again down here, you could. But as long as they don't busy the space, as long as they keep things sort of in line. And don't forget to fill out your title. So again, your company or your school should be in the title, the name of the part potentially in the title, and then your drawing number should be a format that you're using to organize your files and your parts. The material, if none is listed, leave it blank. If one is listed, put the material in here, and you should be good. Good luck.